Welcome everyone. So the best conditions out here today with Ultra on call from Dwarven P2, with David A.G.E, Leon, Mr. Bob, and U.K. Ball, who's P6. P7 belongs to Zach Balls with Daniel Box P8, Bridgehouse on P9, and Donald Benedict on P10 for Volkswagen. Special camp around off the top half square, there's Nick Leon, and P4, Sudan Omar, and Nababadas, Jonathan Sim, Carlos Fernandez, Aaron Brules, Revo, Pablo Sierra, Royce Maximin, and Noah Hammering. And the clouds, they're pouring today. So, will the drivers be able to survive the 13 laps we are having? 5 red lights and we're green, we're underway. Pedal to the metal as we are heading down the stop in the straight. And yeah, it's a dream getaway for Ultra, who's managed to keep the lead there. But David A.G.E is going to get ahead of Gorov, which is a shame. The Bulgarian driver who does drop down, and Tom Leon also putting the pressure on with that inside line. Mr. Bob also had the inside line, but that did not work out for him. He's out of back out, and he's now with the pressure for U.K. Ball, who's alongside the Briton. Tom Leon though still trying his best to get through, but Gorov has found his way ahead. Tom Leon though he's not giving up, down the inside there. And that is him through another place. Tom Leon's into P3 now. Our driver's got to be really careful of all these conditions down here. As Grigor gets past Tom Leon, U.K. will also get past. Harry picked up a penalty. And yeah, that's going to go on to his time on his next pit stop or at the end of the race. And we do not predict any pit stops will occur this race. Only way it will is if some rain stops and we then get to dry conditions, which then drivers will pit slicks depending on how late it is in the Grand Prix. And Garfield want to get back up at the P3. Him and Leon have been absolutely topsy-turvy this whole lap one, as Garfield goes wide there at the exit of the chicane. This should benefit Tom Leon, but in the end Garfield managed to find a bit more traction and is actually ahead, but the speed is not good. Tom Leon using slipstream from his own teammate Grigor at the inside line at the first corner, and he's back up at the P3. Boxarov, I think he's still P8, I don't know where he started, I forgot. Ocampo and Vendetto have switched positions that whole first lap there. There's Revo dropping to P21. Now back up at the P20, the Ferrari is not performing well. Ferrari this season just seems to be cursed. There's no doubt about it, it's Zenomar fastest in the first sector. Nick Leon, fastest time penalty, causing collision, and Nick Leon's one who's actually managed to get into the wall, which is surprising. I am very surprised by that. And just like the Nigerian driver has not had the best qualities, however, he's all the way up in P5, it's really what he wanted. So, I'm happy for him. The Dragon Racing 3-time champion, 2 of the championships at this very team, was still chasing a full championship, which would be an absolute dream for him. Thing is, the Dragon car, yes, it's the tied fastest on the grid. However, skill just isn't quite there. Drivers like Ultra Rose, the new gen drivers. I'm saying Ultra Rose, the new gen driver, not really, because he had a lot of experience already. And Babadas getting through on Fernandez. That is him upwards through to P15 now. This man is not stopping. However, this will be his last season in Formula 1 for now, because he is going to be managing a wet team next season, which, yeah, so he's going to go away for the old job he was going to have for next season, but instead he's going to be a wet principal. So the remaining drivers seems to try and enjoy his final season for now. He's been in all 10 seasons of F1 Classic, so it was a nice number to round his career off. The number 5 will be pretty much retiring. Don't track anywhere, just on the sidelines in wet. The sub-series of F1 Classic. As we started some boring stuff because like there's no strategy right now, it's just drive. Tires aren't an issue, so yeah, it is quite literally just drive the car you're in, push. Now David started to get a fast lap of the race, 1:29.066. That there was a pretty good time. However, he's not close enough to try and get a move on Ultra at the moment. Ocampo P9, Boxar P10, so Ocampo's managed to get 2 positions down overall in this race, overtaking his teammate Boxar. So yeah, every little helps right now when you're Seb, because Ocampo has not had the best of times in the championship. He just wants better, but this is his time to get that better. If that makes any sense. And I am back here, Johnson to P12, P13 for Team Zanoma. Both of them drivers, P12, P13, it's an average result for Tony Tag. Of course, getting a lot of team next season. Omar is ahead of Sim, down the inside of Benedetto. That was a very good streak of moves there for Omar. He's up 2 places. Cable's fastest in the second sector by a whopping 0.6 of a second. Wow. As the Britain is just lurking on the back of some battles that are lying just ahead. The 2 Alfa Romeo Dacias will try their best to overtake each other. How that's not going to work out. But I think now he's the one defending, because Zach Wallace there in the Alfa Romeo has the inside line in the first corner. However, he was not alongside Blade Sonic, who did still go to the outside. However, it's just showing Wallace is still determined to try and get through on the Dragon. And the gap out in front now, 1.7 seconds. It's stayed like that for a while now, as we are on the 13th lap of this race. Also, Nick Leon, I'm sure they pitted. Did Nick Leon pit before? Well, we'll have to find out if he did pit. Oh no, he didn't. But the tyres that actually say 5 laps, so he has just genuinely lost a lot of time. It's just got no pace in the Dacia so far. Team that were looking really good in that first season, but it just all came down. And as usual, frame rate issues. I always record these races at such a damn low battery. Why do I do this? I have no clue if the outside of 130 RM Rules. Can he make a move on Revo? And into the chicane! The Lamborghini alongside the Ferrari. The Ferrari is ahead still, but Revo is under pressure. But the Lamborghini will not give up, using the curve system down the straight. Will he be able to get ahead? No, he won't. The speed is not enough for him, and he stays in P18. That was a nice battle when it lasted. The lead Dragon driver just casually staying P5. However, there is no more rain. The track is drying. The track is 100% dry. We're getting a dry line starting to form, which means drivers could be coming in any moment just to switch tyres to either intermediates or to slicks. It's a bit of a risky decision. It's a bit of a crossover right now. Obviously, I still think it is quicker at the moment, but yeah, it's still a crossover, I think, of wets and inters. There won't be long before it's the crossover for inters and dries, so could people be picking on the dries soon instead? Of course, times will start ramping up, or just stay sloping down, because the slower the time, the better. So I mean, the quicker the time, the better. So it's about time. As who will be the first to come in? It's Blade Dragon Sonic. He's into the pits, and what's them? What are them tires? They're soft. They are soft tires, and it's the Dragons double stacking. Is that a gamble we're seeing? Of course, A.G.E losing time there. It's mediums for him. So went on to a bit of an alternating strategy. And yeah, M4, Babulous, Fernandez, Arbules. They are multiple drivers who have cleared the pitch. Fernandez fitting the hards, clearly taking the softs and medium at work. And you can see there, the track is definitely dry. Now can A.G.E make up lost time? Now to do such a thing, he's going to have to fly past the Royce Maxman, Sierra, Noah Herring. He's going to have to fly past them without any issues. Which also coming up to his first bit of traffic in the form of Revo in the Ferrari, who has recently confirmed to get his contract with Ferrari for next season. As Sergio will lose Mercedes. Revo though, with the inside line, can't defend, and there's no point in defending the position that he's not going to keep. As A.G.E is ahead of St. Maximin and is now chasing Sierra and Herring. These are the drivers though to look out for at the moment in this race. Now A.G.E needs to get past these guys right now, otherwise he's going to lose too much time. Down the inside of the spoon curve, he's ahead of Sierra, and Herring is just up ahead. BDS has fast second too. And the slipstream is going to help, pulling over to the outside, and A.G.E through. Of course, that's a lot of time he did not want to lose, but he ended up losing it. As Ultra is leaving the pit lane, Blade Dragon Sonic storming down the straight, trying to gain positions. He is gaining and gaining. It is not the race lead, but it's P2. The gamble has paid off for Dragon. P2 for one driver, and the other one has just found himself up in P6. So A.G.E getting slightly off this, of course making up the time that he had lost, and that was an incredible strategy there. It's a shame that it had to be a double stack, but overall it was worth it for both drivers. However, the championship leader of Ultra Pro, who has dominated the season, he is still leading this Japanese Grand Prix, and I don't see a sight of him losing this lead. However, that was very good strategizing by the ones who pitted on that lap. The Dragons, they made a proper gamble though, putting both drivers into the pit lane. Like that there was a very big gamble. However, I don't think we're just going to keep this P2, because David Saragera, reigning world champion, has the outside line of 130R, but also has more skill level than BDS. At the chicane, goes through. Nigerian driver does not want to give this one up though, but who will have the DRS? It is BDS. Down the straight to start lap 9 for himself. It's also the fastest lap. But just like down the inside of David Sarkiera. And will he be able to defend this one? As they're both alongside each other. Later on, has finally been overtaken. David Sarkiera is through. He is the man who did an absolute charge on the Europe though last race, and that was one hell of a charge, I'm going to be honest. I think it was truly incredible. Ina Babinus also won the Gamblers. He is through up in the P9 virtual safety car. It's A.G.E who's out. He's out of the race, and there is the stricken car. What could have possibly happened there? I don't know. Maybe it was a brake issue. I think he has lost his brake, because it's clear he just went straight into the wall. So that is disaster for Dragon. The VSC is out. We're on board for Campo, who's one of the ones who did not gamble. Over the BDS, the second highest of the gamblers was Babness, followed by M4 and Brules, also Fernandez as well. So you can see the people who took the gamble have really benefited from this. However, as Blade Dragon Sonic chose the incorrect tyre compound, with the softs they're wearing, they are wearing quick. All he needs to do is just take it some more laps. However, he's going to be under big threat from Europe and Tom Leon, which will put him down in P5. He's just hitting this lap. He is fully aware he's made the wrong choice to tyre, and he is going to go back onto the softs, only doing 2 laps on them, so they're going to struggle towards the end as well. So maybe Dragon just didn't have any mediums after they used Cable's medium set. Anyways, the grid's starting to fill up now. What am I even saying? I don't know. But Boundless is slow. I don't know why he's slow, but he just is. But just like he's gonna get through to P7. Oh, but that might be it. That might be his only gain now. He's lost out overall due to gamble. So it's a disaster day for Dragon in their home race. Toyota as well, also not having the best races. However, they're not last, which is a big plus. Whilst they're also having their own home race, their last one for the foreseeable future. Unless Toyota is able to return some iron. Sarov, 5-second penalty, that is MP4 spinning into the wall. It's the British driver for Volkswagen. He's going to try and get himself back on the track. Sierra is coming through, but the car will not turn at all. As Sierra passes through as well as Brules and Herring. That is a disaster effort, and before the gamblers are really struggling. It's Ultra Pit, the championship leader, pitting with only 3 laps to go. On fresh softs, can he win this race? Can he do it? As Ocampo's through up into P5. It's not going to last long though for the Filipino driver, who's already under pressure from the Australian. He's going to push through, up through into 5th place. That's where BDS should have been, realistically, if he was on a better set of tyres. But showing the wear around this track is brutal. After 3 laps, even the mediums are wearing, which that is coming to a huge surprise. Tyres are just not being durable at the moment. Even the hards are starting to wear out, which that is even bigger of a surprise. Wow. I guess our tyre supplier is gonna have to review these tyres because there's something going on right now, and I don't know what it is. Something is happening with these tyres, and they are not lasting any good distances. Like, look at the tyres on Boundless set, only lasting 4 laps. And as well as Maxwell is a track limit warning for the Canadian. But then for pitting to replace the damage, however, the damage has already caused the secondary damage. His race is ruined. He went from possibly scoring points now to being in last place. Not at all how I want this race to go. I'm just gonna feel bad for him. He got her. As former world champion, reigning world champion I can put it, Sergio leading this race with just under 2 laps to go. One more at the end of the lap. It's ultra fastest in that first sector. That is really good for him. Sorry for a little bit of a cut there. Anyways, I think we have found out what this tyre issue was. It's just that Tyre Supplier has ended up putting these tyres way too soft, so the tyres are just wearing rapidly. And we have got intel that this will be fixed for the next Grand Prix. Luckily, it's not affecting our drivers. Our star drivers on the grid, it's not affecting them at all, luckily. And we are entering the final lap of this chaotic Grand Prix. Davey Serracchiera rounding the final corner to start the last lap. And this last lap will be an important one. It can go over Tom Leon, so it can go over Ultra Bro. Could end up in a bit of a fight. Tom Leon just behind. Wallace has got to deal with BDS, who's up in P6. Now both their tyres are not going to be doing good right now. Wallace is on 36%, but BDS is on 50%. There is a big difference in their tyres. So round these S's we go. can Wallace possibly defend his position at all? Of course, it's a long lap. Well, a long lap for people on worn tyres. And look at the speed difference, even BDS is worn tyres. He's still way quicker than Wallace right now. Of course, Alfa Romeo, Dragon, Renault, Mercedes, all with the same car power. However, skills is what's varying these drivers. But here we are, only a few more corners to go though for our world champion, who's gonna take the top step once again. He's waited a little bit for this. Of course, this should be his second win this season, I imagine so. But it's been an incredible drive, strategizing well. The tyres wearing out a lot, 27%. But for Sergio, it's the win of the Japanese Grand Prix. What a victory! Ultra goes on second from Igor, Tom Leon then. But Blair I think he's just gonna miss out. As Ultra fast lap the race, BDS misses out by a small margin. Sebastian Campo around the final corner in the Williams, and he's gonna cross the line. P7, it's a strong result. The Williams finally into the points again. Zeno Omar's gonna finish P8 from Ina Babnas in Dacia. One the ones who took the gamble, and it's paid off. 12% left on them tyres though. That was very risky. It's about P10, it's better than what happened in China last race. So Donington, Benedetto, Fernandez, Sim. As Sim just getting Fernandez on the line. As there's a bit of a fight going on, how do we try and get ahead of Nick Leon? M4 finishes the lap down, so Sierra's P17, then Nick Leon, Noah Herring, and Leroy St. Maximin, who finishes off this Grand Prix. What a Japanese Grand Prix we have had. That device did really change everything for the better, you've got to admit that. As we're here on the podium, celebrations, Davey Sergio, race winner. And that there was one hell of a race. You gotta love it. You love to see it anyways. The two Renaults though, Ultra and Grigorov respectively, P2 and P3. And that was that for the Japanese Grand Prix. Let's listen to the national anthem of our race winner, Davey Serracchiara. David Serracchiara wins from Ultra Grigorov, Tom Leon, Nicholas Wallace, BDS Ocampo, Sanamar, and Bamalis, Mr. Bob, Don Commander, Jonathan Sim, Carlos Fernandez, Remo, Aaron Bules, Daniel Boxera, Pablo Sierra. There was Nick Leon, they were having the roast at Maximin, M4 finished left out in UK Ball, making the only retirement of the race. That was it for Japan. We'll see you next time when F1 Classic returns.